Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In the previous video, we unboxed BaiWei's version of the Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime, which is an awesome figure with great accessories, including this Diaz exosuit model kit. Unfortunately, it didn't come with instructions for assembly, but it looks fairly straightforward and simple, at least for me it does, so I think we'll have no problem figuring it out. And hopefully this video can help those who might have a harder time without instructions. So with every model kit, you're going to want some tools like this X-Acto knife, and then something like a cardboard or a cutting board for you to prevent your table from getting damaged. So I have this piece of cardboard right here that I have the kit set on top of, and we're going to use the X-Acto knife to start cutting out the parts. So also with every model kit, all the parts are numbered, usually by order of assembly, so I think we'll just remove the parts and assemble them in that order. So let's go ahead and find number 1, which is this piece right here. Number 1 and 2 are right next to each other. So we're going to get as close as we can to the model without damaging it. We're going to go ahead and cut it away. And it flew away. Yep. And then once you get it off, you're going to look at those points that you just cut off, if I can find them. And you're going to try to clean it up just a little bit so that the pieces will fit together. This one actually looks pretty good, so I'm not going to worry about it. Then we're going to move on to number 2, which is this piece. Actually, sometimes you can just remove it by twisting it, but the X-Acto knife leaves a cleaner cut. So here we have a bit of excess. We can use the X-Acto knife to kind of cut away the excess like that. And then right here, sometimes it'll have little thin parts of plastic that might stick out a little bit. So just gently carve it off. And then these pieces, I'm hoping that I won't have to use glue with this, so I'm hoping that these pieces will just fit together with friction, which it looks like that is the case. So here's part of the exosuit done. Let's find number 3 right now, which is right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. I'll hold it in place. Okay, now there's a bit of thin plastic on the edge that I'm going to carve away. See if I can get it in shot. Sorry if my fingers are in the way. Yep. Okay, and then this piece, I'm not sure how it goes on quite yet, so let's move on to number 4 and see if that helps us figure this out, which is this piece right here. This is the chest piece. You can see the tail lights for the chest plate. Cut off that excess plastic. And then what we're going to do with number 4 is we're going to go ahead and figure this out. Okay, I think this part looks like a spine, so I'm going to assume that this is the front. And we're going to go ahead and put this on there like that. And then we'll go ahead and put the back piece on, which should be oriented like this on the back. And it's held together with friction. Yep, it looks good so far. Okay, that was number 4. Let's go to step 5, which is down here. 5 and 6 right here. So let's go ahead and get them out. Number 5 looks like a shoulder pad, and it looks like the right shoulder pad. So, I mean, it's going to be your left, but it's going to be the right side of the exosuit. It's going to have that just there. And number 6 is just the same part, mirrored. So we'll go ahead and cut that out and put it on the other side. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. If you can't, that's okay. And then we'll take that, put it on that side, and we should have something that looks a little bit like that so far. That was 6, so we'll find 7 and 8, which are these pieces. There's number 8, and here's number 7. So we're going to take number 7. We're not going to worry about that. Number 7, I believe, will go... I mean, these might be the same exact pieces. So let me just verify that. And yeah, they just look like the same exact piece. So they can each go on either side, it doesn't matter. So we'll go ahead, take them, and they're going to connect to this shoulder piece that we just put on. And we'll do that to both sides. And we should have something that looks like that so far. So we'll go ahead, move on to, that was 8, so here's 9. Right here. And then this looks like the right arm of the exosuit, so it will go on the right side, just right here. It's kind of loose, like it can slide off pretty easily. No, but the joint is pretty good. So here, number 10 is just the same thing. So we'll put that on the other side, and we have something that looks like this so far. Then that was 10, so we'll move on to 11, which looks like a leg. 11 and 12 are just mirror pieces. These look like the thighs of the exosuit. So these are going to go connect to the hip, if I can get them out. So get that cleaned up. Make sure not to do it too rough or you'll kind of ruin the details. We're going to go ahead and take these and we're going to put them on in this orientation so that the hole right there is more pointing towards the back. So we're going to put it on the hip joint right there. Good. This one on its hip joint. Get the arms out of the way if you need to. Okay. And that looks good. So now we're going to move on to, that was 11 and 12. So let's go to 13 and 14, which are on this one. So we'll go ahead and get 13 out. And these are the shins, so we'll go ahead and connect them to the bottom of the thighs. 13 is going to go right there on the right side, and then 14 will go on the other side. Ah, it fell off. Maybe you should assemble the legs before putting them on the hip joint. So we should have something like this, all done. Now I think the feet are going to be next, so we'll look for 15, which is right here. Here's 15. It's just symmetrical, so it can go on any ankle. We're just going to put it on the right ankle for now. Okay. And 16 is actually on this other one. So we'll go ahead and get that off. And here we go on the other ankle. And we're pretty much almost done now. See, that was 16, 17. So we have 2 different heads, it looks like. So we'll go ahead and get them pulled off. Here is the head that looks forward. I'll show you guys in a second. All right, there's the head. There's the completed figure. So the head, this one just looks straight. You can pivot side to side. And then the arms, they can't really lift up or do a butterfly joint, but they can swing like that. Then we have a bicep swivel right here, so you can angle the arm in different directions. And then the elbow can bend like that. The waist can swivel right there, all the way around. We have these ball joints for the hips that can kick back, kick forward. And then we have the knee, which is just a hinge joint. And then the ankle right here, you can rock back and forth. You can rock side to side a little bit, and it can swivel like that. And that's pretty much it for the articulation and the finished figure. Now, there's a few other parts that we have, and I'll show you guys in a second. First off, we'll go with the different head. This is 18 right here. So we'll take off this normal head. And number 18 makes it look like he's looking upwards, like that. Can still swivel side to side, so we can look up over in that direction, or that direction, or any direction. So let's go ahead and switch back to the normal head. And then, of course, we have some accessories like the swords and the cannons. So we'll go ahead and get those off. And I'm going to be really careful with these swords because they're really thin and we want to make sure they stay intact. Go ahead and be gentle with them. So to do this, it's a whole arm replacement, so we're going to have to take off the whole arm, put on the swords, sword arms, and same with the other side. Take off his normal arm, put on his sword arm, and then those are the swords, just like that. Right there. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know exactly where the camera is pointing at, but I have a general idea of where it is, so hopefully you can see kind of what that looks like. It's pretty much just the normal arm with a blade sticking out. And then we have the cannons, of course. So let's go ahead and get those off. There's one right here and one on the other. Oops. Okay, and that's all of the pieces off of the tray. So now we can go ahead and remove these swords and put the cannon on. Looks like goes on like this. So make sure that when you put it on the arm, when he's facing forward, make sure that it's oriented like this, so that this circle is on the bottom and this top part, this kind of triangle shape, is on the top. So then here's the other cannon. I'll go on like that. And there we go. The joints are a little bit loose for the elbows, and they are just going to get looser as time goes on with switching out the accessories and stuff. But it still looks pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't need a lot of friction. It's pretty small. It can hold it up no problem. At least at a 90-degree angle it can. I don't know. I'll have to figure out if there's a way to get more friction on those specific parts. And I have no idea about the... I mean, I've seen pictures of the Studio Series exosuit, but I haven't seen it in person, or I haven't seen a physical copy of it. So I don't know how it really compares as in terms of size and detail, but I'd say this one has pretty good detail, and it definitely plays the part for Noah Diaz in his exosuit. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully this helped you with assembling this model kit of Noah Diaz in his exosuit. I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a good time making the video. It was a lot of fun putting this together. It's a pretty cool little figure. I never thought I would see an action figure this small in my life. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.